Good afternoon, all. Lights in my face, I can't see anyone. Okay, so I've got a lot of slides. Now, I am also aware that quite often you do get these slides available on L-Crick platform, so the slides are just as pointers for me to talk, but I'm not going to go too much into detail, so they will be available probably afterwards for you to go into the details. This slide is not on the screen, so... Okay, so this slide just gives you a little bit background about myself and why, I'm a civil engineer by background, so basically giving the reason why I am competent enough to talk about a topic. So why electrify Coventry? Coventry is very much in this space, looking at decarbonizing transport, climate change action plan. So we have multiple things that we are doing within the decarbonizing transport side of it. Lots of reason why Coventry is looking to electrify, the history of Coventry as well with automotive industry and where it is situated, particularly supply chain, regrowth, circular economy, all of those play a role in this. And how are we looking at decarbonizing transport? So looking at all different classification vehicles and the use cases for them, such as very light rail. I'm sure everybody is aware of that pioneering project that Coventry is leading on, along with electric buses. So Coventry is going to be an all-electric bus city by end of this financial year. We already have about 204 buses, double-decker buses operating in Coventry by two major bus operators. Electric taxis, again, LEVC is just around the corner, if you like, and the electrification of taxi is backed by regulation with the City Council. They are the licensing body for the hackney carriages, so there is some element of carrot and stick for that. We did a project with Try Before You Buy, giving them insights around going electric. Again, electric vans, scooters, but you can't just have vehicles, electric vehicles. You do need supporting infrastructure for it. And Coventry has been on this journey since 2017. So what have we done? We have secured a number of funding for not only developing the charging infrastructure network, but also securing some different classification vehicles to carry out projects like Try Before You Buy. So we have secured some taxis, some vans, some cars, and they have been made available to SMEs and the taxi fleet as well. That has shown positive, we have got positive feedback, and that fleet has been electrified. DynaCoV project comes from that, typically looking at what the problem is. So what is the problem? So we have got a number of different classification vehicle sizes and what they operate as. So we need to electrify all of these vehicles. And what are our options? Particularly now I'm looking at fleet, I'm looking at depot charging. We are looking at some other alternate fuel like hydrogen. And this slide basically shows the limitations with the charging infrastructure or the charging solution that is available. There is a gap in the first three, and I believe that the fourth one, although it is expensive and everything new, innovation, is always going to be expensive to begin with, but it does address quite the fundamental problem or challenge, which is energy, or the energy connection or the capacity that is required to provide charging infrastructure for fleets, large fleets, freight sector particularly. So why DynaCoV? So when we started on this journey, it was to understand the impact on the grid. If you were to have electric lane, what is the impact on the grid? So National Grid, who were then Western Power Distribution, had in their forward plan a priority for freight sector, electrification of freight. And we wanted to then look at this technology and how this technology can help, but also making sure that it does not have a negative or adverse impact on the grid system. So we did do multiple things in this feasibility study. It was funded by the Network Innovation Allowance, the NIA, which is the energy sector's fund. And we looked at what has been done so far in this, with this technology. We looked at, again, the impact on the grid. We examined issues such as particularly earthing and multiple connection points. We modeled the technology with selecting a case study in Coventry. We also then delivered a set of electrical values that can be used by National Grid as business as usual. And then there is a report available on this project on National Grid's innovation website. We have also carried out what the demonstrator will look like and what that cost will be, along with the business case for this technology in the UK. So applications, this technology can be applied both ways, as in static wireless charging and dynamic wireless charging. Static being in taxi ranks or on-street parking, disabled bays, and of course, autonomous vehicles. Absolutely, you know, it's really a no-brainer for that. And the dynamic part of it would be for buses and coaches. That is what the feasibility study did demonstrate. Freight, last mile delivery, and on the strategic road networks. When we look at big motorway locations where freight is now at the moment going to charge, you're looking at MCS, you know, megawatt charging stations. They are huge, the cables are huge, and that really now we are creating an imbalance in who can drive those vehicles. Some slides on the results with different types of charging infrastructure, you know, depot charging, limited range, high batteries, pantograph. Again, you do need to stop quite often. It does improve the range, but there is capacity required for pantograph charging, the space and other considerations. Dynamic charging, you know, absolutely unlimited operation, reduced battery capacity, and the energy demand. So this is the main output of this particular technology, that if you are continuously charging whilst you are driving, then the state of charge when you actually get to a location to charge your vehicle is going to be in a healthy state, therefore reducing the requirement of large capacities or large charging infrastructure network. It also reduces the battery size on a freight industry. particularly when it helps them commercially, because their commercial model tends to be the goods that they are carrying and the capacity that they have on the vehicle. So if battery sizes are reduced, the capacity increases as well. This is just showing you what we've done so far. We've got a site in Coventry, Kenilworth Road, where if we are able to secure the funding to do the demonstration route, that would be the location. The things like, is energy available through DNO? Yes. Where will it be installed? All the ground assembly. And so those kind of investigations have been carried out. So existing solutions, like I mentioned before, you do need the receiver, the vehicle assembly, and you need ground assembly, which are the pads. This particular technology that I'm talking about has had multiple on-street trials now, not off-street or in a controlled environment. So it has been shown to be quite successful. There is a huge data available from 2020 onwards. So the providers previously have been Kaias, Bombardier, Prime Move, or Qualcomm, who, for whatever reason, are not at the moment active in this space, but Electrion are. They are an Israeli company. So again, use case, this table just shows itself. When we started on this, they had 25 kilowatts. The energy efficiency or the loss of energy was somewhere in the region of between 13 and 15%, which has now improved, and it has gone to a single digit. Also, they have improved, and up to 50 kilowatt is now available in 2025. Worked example, just giving you what the battery size and charger capacity is required for different under different cases. With dynamic wireless charging, you can see the battery size is reduced, including the capacity requirement and potential savings. So at the moment, there is a challenge. We have to retrofit. But retrofit versus built-in, what we have to make sure, or what has to happen for this technology to succeed, is that the OEMs, the vehicle OEMs, they must design or integrate the DWPT solution within their base or standard specification of the vehicle. So they need to make the space available for the receiver or vehicle assembly system to be installed. But what does that mean then? It means that for officers like us who work within the local authorities, who are within the highway authority, look after the key network, and the motorway authorities as well, must also look at how, in layman's term, we can develop a electric lane system, even on motorways, because the energy required to charge large vehicles will then be spread. It will be balanced, basically, because you are not just trying to get large 10 megawatt, 20 megawatt in one location to provide opportunity charging for the likes of freight sector. Again, you've got supply chain. Yes, we don't have any supply chain, but the capabilities are 100% there for us to develop that supply chain. Again, looking at that circular economy side of it. So what does this mean for buses and HGVs? Again, it does require, wireless charging does require significant work, I know, but if we don't talk about it, if we don't think about it, then this is going to, it will always be, oh, it needs a lot of work. Right now, plug-in charging, electric vehicles, the awareness is getting there. There is a lot of impetus from the national government. However, the private sector and all of us are doing a lot in that space. I can't say that it is matured, it's not, but it's on its way. So we do need to look at the gaps, and this particular technology is there to fill that gap. OEMs are definitely part of this. This is a collaboration piece. It can't be done by just one entity. So it offers real promise of decarbonizing heavy goods vehicle, particularly as rapid charging with heavy cables are not accessible to all. So progressing with pilots is essential. My hope is that we will be able to secure some funding to do the pilot. Evidence is very important to demonstrate, why we need something like this. So pilots will prove DWPT's role in an inclusive EV future. Thank you.